And here tonight during Black History Month, there are so many stories to be told in a cemetery. You just have to know where to look. One Kentucky graveyard is full of influential African Americans, like the first black pharmacist in our state. WHS 11's Bobby McSwine takes us to Cove Haven Cemetery in Lexington for tonight's Moments That Matter.
A 16-acre library. That's how Yvonne Giles, Cove Haven's burial manager and historian, describes it. The cemetery in Lexington is filled with icons and people who made a huge impact in history, not just here in Lexington, but throughout the state and the country.
We're standing in the library, in the archive repository.
Giles says she didn't learn this history in school. She had to teach herself.
What I have learned is just so much richer just by working in the cemetery.
She's been Cove Haven's burial manager since 2018, but her deep dive into Lexington's rich history began in 2000.
I went in there to find my family, 42 of them. And as I studied the names of the family, of the people who showed up on those headstones, I thought, wait a minute, I know that name. He's so-and-so and so-and-so. So I started researching. I researched all names, just as if they were my family.
Giles hasn't looked back since. She scratched the surface, telling me the impact of a few of the thousands buried at Cove Haven, including William Henry Ballard.
He was the first black pharmacist in Kentucky.
Another, Dr. Mary Britton, Lexington's first black female doctor, a journalist and activist.
Very prolific in her writing and support of women and children.
The cemetery is also home to Dr. Thomas Wendell. He worked at a Lexington hospital for the mentally ill and fought for the rights of black patients. Henry Tandy, who with his business partner, Albert Byrd, formed a construction company. They built several buildings in downtown Lexington, including the old courthouse.
And they became the premier construction company in Kentucky.
There's also William Perkins, a skilled horse trainer who led his brother to win the Kentucky Derby.
James Sue Perkins, at the age of 15, won the Kentucky Derby in 1895.
And those family members Giles set out to find more than 20 years ago? Well, she found them and learned one of her relatives, Jordan Jackson, was a co-founder of Cove Haven.
And his family for 3 generations were managers of the cemetery itself.
It was a full circle moment.
I feel a connection to this cemetery, and it's one of the reasons why I come. You know, they sacrificed a lot to achieve, and I can honor them by continuing that contribution.
A contribution made 115 years ago, one she hopes never fades. In Lexington, Bobby McSwine, WHS 11 on your side.
Giles, by the way, told us that you can help keep the legacy going by volunteering. Cove Haven is privately owned, so she says she can use all the help she can get, keeping it beautiful in central Kentucky.